Hi, I'm Kimmie Rose, and this is your weekly vibe and mantra for July the 14th through July the 21st, 2020 AD, and it is going to be one heck of a week as Mercury is direct, which means communication will be very direct, meaning as we were in a retrograde, a lot of misunderstandings happened, people kind of mixing up stories, things like that. And this week it's as direct as you can imagine in a way that we want to balance it a little, because a lot of people are going to be very strong on their opinions. And we kind of are seeing that now, where we're seeing a lot of arguing. As a matter of fact, I know for me, even with Facebook and that, I'm like not even having that. I just don't, I don't want to get in the middle of, who should do what and who shouldn't do it. What's important to me is, like, in my heart, I know what I want to do and what I'm going to do, but I don't take it upon myself to put things on other people and tell them how they should be living their life. I think that it's really important to always allow people to grow and learn in their very own way. And if we could just get to that place, we would be using more and more and utilizing more and more balance, where people actually, if there is, say there's something you do want people to come into an understanding about, they're more likely to listen to you and understand by just simply allowing for that understanding to be very clear. And, don't be so forceful. So, if you think about it, like with our brain, the right side being that, that intuitive part, and, it also, like the right, like it's up here. We've got a lot of intuition, reflection, psychic ability. As we go down to this part of our brain, we have that perception, how we perceive things. But as we go over to the other side, it's interesting because it's up here is like that force, action, and then we have the logic. But as we go into the middle, it's really amazing because humanity sits right in the center. And then our human nature, isn't that neat? Like right up here in that soft spot, our human nature. And then as we move down, right here is intention. And that is true. This is is how the brain operates. I could go through the whole brain and like using, and that's what I teach. And I teach waking up your intuition, waking up the way your mind works. So in order to teach that, there needs to be a really clear understanding of the way the mind works. And in order to have that force of belief, we need to also have that intuitive reflecting and understanding. And it's important to have that clarity. Even your nose, there's an energy. It's really interesting. And during my class that I'll be teaching in the month of August, my intuition development class, we're going to be using some sacred activations that were taught only through symbolism. Like there's certain symbols that we see, and those symbols were actually very, very sacred, secret symbols that were taught to people in order to activate your third eye. And so we're going to actually be doing those activations, and it's really cool. This is stuff that the Masons, different groups, they call it secret cap. This isn't secret in my family. It's something that is very much something that I've been asked to share. So I look at it with respect that I can share it, where there are many groups that if they were to say to me, hey, this is what I'm teaching you, and I would ask that you not teach that outside, I would respect that, because there comes a really, really importance in honoring. And this is what we're going through as people, like pushing and pulling. I can say that I want to give some real positive energy to the people that are police officers, people that, give their life, first responders, just because there's so many that I've talked to that have the most beautiful hearts, and they are not violent people. They're just having this horrible time where they're being judged, and even they said it at one time, I just felt that I was meant to, protect people and help people and, see everybody the same as myself. But it's like we're taking a snapshot. And the more the media pushes it, the more our vision, it tunes in, and we get the snapshot image of if somebody's a police officer, well, they are violent or they're this way, and that's how perceptions are formed. And that's why we need to come in the middle. And by coming in the middle, we can actually come into center, and we can understand that there is something that is all part of us, and that is that we are one. We all breathe the same. We all share the same, we live on this planet. This is our home, Mother Earth. So we are all one. It's when we can get past that and stop calling it out so much, and stop blaming and just start being, that we can really, truly, truly see the reflection in one another. And this week is going to be a week where people they're in their judgment big time. Like, oh, you're not doing this, then you're this, and you're not doing that, well, you don't care about people. This is a really interesting time. I remember back in 93 when I was going to a Baptist church and we were doing Bible study, and I am also a minister, and one of the things that I do is when I do ministry is it's very different because of the different churches that I've been to, and I've had opportunities to learn and also learn things that I don't want to do. I think it's so important that I honor, at least for me when I do my teaching, that I honor every religion and not separate, because there's that tendency, like, oh, if you're not a Christian, then you're this or you're that. And it's not about that. It's all about that one common heart bond. It's like, do unto others as you would have them do to you. And if we can really, really start coming from that space, we can come from a better space of listening. That's the key. Is that we've forgotten how to listen to one another. So what happens, as time has really started speeding up, and now this COVID epidemic has slowed things down a little, and what I would ask you to do is start going in, start meditating. The more you can close your eyes and meditate and really listen to what it is that your soul is bringing in and what's being spoken, the more you can really get in that space of understanding that somehow we have this common energy, and some way we can get through things without violence, without anger. Because the more you meditate, the more still you become, the more compassion you have, the more understanding. It's amazing And it's something that I'm going to encourage everyone to do just because this is a time period that is asking for that big time. So as I was sharing that we were in this Bible study, I remember them talking about a time where they said they believed that, that someone would have a gun and say, you have to believe this or I'm going to shoot your child. Or you do this or I'm going to do this to you and you're dead. Now, I was talking to a friend and I said, this is really interesting because it's kind of like what people are doing now. And I wonder if, people really realize that we are in the time of living heaven on earth, the time of ascension, because people are saying that now. Like they're saying, if you do not wear a mask, it's going to kill me. And there's a lot of violence, a lot of anger, a lot of confusion, and there's a lot of rules being formed. And it's a time where we really need to be conscious of our own inner guidance. I do wear a mask, by the way, but I also don't judge people or tell them what to do. I like to wear one because when I go in and I meditate, the message I have gotten is it's important, but that doesn't mean I'm going to push that on other people. So it's a time of really honoring what others say too. But there's where we're going to see this. We're going to see this with governments. We're going to see 3 superpowers starting to rise to the top. My guess would be China, Russia, and the United States of America. There's going to be a play for power. And it's going to be a separation. And the thing that we have to see in the lesson is that no matter where we're from, there's no one that is a superpower. We're all one. We are all connected. And this planet is meant to live heaven on earth. So we are going through the ascension. And many of the things, if you pick up the Bible or many other texts, I've had a lot of people ask me that said, can you pick up some of these texts and can we discuss that? And so I wanted to share, yes, we will discuss that. But I'm there. It's not that I want to tell you how things are. What I want to do is open up the discussion, share how I'm perceiving it through my spirit. Because when you feel your spirit, it's amazing. Or they say the Holy Spirit comes in, you have a whole understanding that goes way beyond anything you watch or read or you form an opinion of. And so what I want to do and what I will be doing is having some discussions with others, and if you want to join us. And that will be, just so you know, you go over to litetheway.com, Lite, theway.com, sign up for the classes, and we're going to have some free classes. And the Sanctuary of Light, which I am minister of the Sanctuary of Light, will be sharing all kinds of different texts and also opening up, asking you to share. Also on InnerViews, the radio show I do, which is at ToledoRadio.org or 106.1 FM on Thursday nights from 8 to 10. We also will be, teaching and learning such things as mindfulness, finding ways to really connect with that inner part of your being. So, now's the time for us to really quiet the mind and just be. So, closing your eyes as we go into the weekly mantra. I'm just going to have you put your hands down, like a mudra, we call that. Breathe in and out. As I go into myself, I realize that self is part of all. As I go into myself, I realize that self is part of all. As I go into myself, I realize that self is part of all. And with that, we are all one. I just ask you, when you feel that urge to fight or to attack, to step away and meditate. Really close your eyes. And meditation is something that's so easy to do. You can meditate when you're driving. You get into that zone where you kind of forget. You just let go. Let your mind clear. And I wanted to share with you that Mridhu Pasrija will be doing a mindfulness class, which will teach you how to do that. And if you're interested in taking it, you can go over to litetheway.com, litetheway.com. She's an amazing person. She was raised with a Hindu background, and so she is been trained and worked with yogis. And I can tell you that the meditation that she does and the way she teaches is so amazing. So lots of things coming up. I also have a tarot class, so if you're wanting to know all about your soul's journey and learn how to read the tarot, you can actually go over to litetheway.com and sign up for those classes, or just sign up and be present and really understand that the reason we put this university together was because there needed to be a support system as we move through this shift. We are in a huge shift, and it can be heaven on earth if we choose it. There's so much more I want to share. I will be sharing in the coming weeks. Next week, I want to share a little bit about how we are being pulled into darkness, and we're being pulled into darkness through fear and through habit, and how the energies of the new moon can really help us to stand in a firm space and not get pulled into that. So from my heart to yours, I want to say thank you so much for joining me. The weekly vibe and mantra. Thank you for your patience. If you get a chance to download my app, Kimmie Rose, please download it. And you can set an appointment, or you can also call 734-854-1514. Bless you. Namaste. God in my heart honors God in your heart, and peace.
It's just forming some chords and some walls. I'm static without the ends, and every breath of hers was a thorn and desire, and every petal's blushing red. It's on my fingertips, and my electric lights becoming